We start this final hour with a Fox News alert. U.S. citizens are being told now in a new update to stay away from the Kabul airport.
And this is as we get exclusive Fox News video showing buses full of Afghan refugees arriving at a Virginia community college this morning for shelter.
Sabur Sakazada, who served alongside Pete in Afghanistan, is joining us now. Sabur, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you have a connection, obviously, to everything that's going on the ground in Afghanistan. Tell us what you're experiencing, what you're hearing.
It's an utter chaos, and it's an epic failure. The individuals that I have on the ground are my loved ones, my family members, and we've been trying to get them out of there to that gate without much success because, like I said, this has been an epic failure on all fronts. I can't believe this is happening.
Abdul, break down the particulars, because I believe it's your brother, your sister, your brother's wife, and 2 kids, one of which has a special immigrant visa for working with the U.S., another has a pending one. So they have paperwork that should allow them, per the President of the United States, to get to a gate. How many times have they tried? And you're working with Marines, soldiers, you're in touch with a lot of people. You and I have been talking, candidly, reaching out to Congressman Michael Waltz and others. So you've got a lot of irons in the fire trying to figure this out. Still, with all of that, what has happened when your brother and your family have tried to get to the gate to get through?
Yeah, this have been a massive operation, getting every congressman and woman involved, getting folks that I know involved, soldiers that I've worked with. Obviously we have a green pass, we have a visa that was issued to our family by the U.S. Embassy, but just to get to the gate, you have to go through a wall of people. And all of these people that are there, they're not there to get to the United States or get to safety. You got people that are abusing women. You got people that are abusing children. You got looters there that are there simply to distract and steal stuff from people. So like I said, this have been a massive failure. U.S. foreign policy in Afghanistan and particularly in that region have been a roller coaster. But there's nothing that tops this. They could have not screwed this up any better, in my mind. You got loved ones. I get to hear on the podium from the White House to the Pentagon staff to the State Department staff getting in behind the podium and say we're going to stand behind the allies and get them out to safety. So here we are. Where is the support? I get to hear something as a talk the talk, and the reality tells me something different. We've been on the phone with my loved ones. We've been weeping. We've been crying. We've been praying. I've been begging people to please help me. I've been begging soldiers that my brother got into 5 feet of the gate, telling that we have everything you need. Please let me through. And they still refuse to accept. They still refuse to let the brother and the families in.
Let me say something real quick, because I knew Sabur as Abdul in Afghanistan. He was not just a translator or an interpreter. And you know this, Abdul, because when I arrived at CTCA, you were an institution there. That place didn't run without Abdul. The classes didn't happen, the instructions didn't happen, the conversations with the Afghans never happened. Nothing happened without Sabur. So this is not an issue of I kind of knew Abdul a little bit in Afghanistan. This is the issue of men like him, and your family was under threat when we were there. I remember you and your brother and others riding back on a motorcycle, trying to get back home, and still already then being threatened by the Taliban. This is someone who has dedicated over a decade of his life directly to working with U.S. soldiers and Marines, who now is simply saying, I have a pass to get out of the country. Find a way to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Abdul, when you hear the president yesterday say, everything's fine, it's open, no one's having a problem, we're working with the Taliban, what do you say to that?
Listen, I don't like to get into the politics of criticizing politicians, but if the president can hear my voice or hear this interview, everything is not fine. Families are dying. My own niece has a head concussion. My sister has her neck hurt. My brother has a broken arm because he's got beaten. So if you're listening to this, please know that everything is not fine, and the reality is another chaos on the ground. And I know you could do things to fix this, but please please get the right expert around you, because the experts you have are getting it wrong every single time.
Abdul, can I ask you a tough question? Because, I mean, I'm
Please.
glad you're out. I'm glad, I hope and pray that your family gets out. But there's a lot of Americans who say, I get it. Let's get the women and children out. But why aren't the men back there fighting the Taliban? I know they're awful people. I know they have, you know, a price on the heads, especially of people who help the Americans. But at some point, isn't this your country? I try to imagine it as if it were, you know, if this were happening here, I would see our men protecting our women and children, and our men going out and fighting and staying there.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a legitimate question, and it's a valid question to ask. But in my mind, through my eyes, we've been doing that for the past 20 years. Yeah. We've been fighting for the past 20 years. Yeah. It had become a family tradition. Why do you think we stuck to allies of the United States to become an ally to the United States? Who do you think we were fighting for? We were fighting to establish a country where it was safe and sound for everyone to live without fear, with accountability, with rule of law. You know, Afghanistan is perhaps the only country on this planet right now that does not have a president and does not have a prisoner on this inside a prison. So what does that tell you? That means there's other chaos. There's nobody ruling. Everybody's on their own. You find somebody, God knows who, and they could kill you in a matter of seconds for the dollars in your pocket, for the money that you have in your pockets, and there will be no accountability. That's how sad it is to be there. So in my perspective, in my mind, my family has done more than enough to serve not only Afghanistan, but also this nation where we're in right now. So, you know, I get the narrative. I don't buy it because it does not apply. Those who question that do not understand what's going on in Afghanistan, because, you know, the family tradition of us, from the oldest brother to the youngest right now who's stuck in Afghanistan, we have all did our turns. Pete knows this. We did our turn, and we're trying to do this so we can get out to safety. We did our part. Now it's on U.S.'s turn. The ball is on their court. White House needs to fix this so it can get the families to safety.
I mean, Abdul, I watched you with me pull bodies out of a personnel carrier outside of our base. You rolled out with us. It has been your fight as much as anybody. And if anyone's been vetted, it's you. Do you ever have a moment of regret at all, Abdul, for working with the United States? Did you? You were committed to the cause all in, and we reinforced that by saying, we got your back, brother, and we worked and you got to the States years ago. But how many people there are regretting that decision? Well,
you know, one of those people, you know, it's not more regret as in a betrayal, a sense of feeling a betrayal, right? Because, you know, I wasn't supposed to be on that convoy to go drag people out of that burning vehicle, but I volunteered. I said, I'm going to go. Yesterday, and the day before yesterday, I volunteered to go back and deploy and help people there, because I have multilingual abilities to speak the language and can help the soldiers and the Marines on the ground. But no one could get me on the ground. Right now, that offer stands. Get me there, and I'll save my family, and I'll save the rest of the people that are there. Yes, I can't do everything by myself, but I can guarantee you I will do what I did on that mission that you and I were together to pull dead bodies out of the vehicle. So you know, not a cell in my body tells me that from that moment on that I voluntarily jumped on a vehicle with nothing on me, try to go out and help. I still feel the same energy. But there's obviously the sense of betrayal, because you did your part. I did when I was asked. Well, I responded when they called upon me.
Right.
But you know, here I am calling the world, the international community, coalition forces, my brother's stuck, and I need to get him out of there. Someone needs to help. I don't get it.
Sabur,
there's a system in place. If there's an expression in my culture, if you can put a man in the moon, you can definitely get these guys out of there.
We have something like that here, too. Go ahead.
Sabur, that sense of betrayal, I want to ask you more about that. You know, it's been sort of baked into the cake for quite some time that the United States would be leaving Afghanistan. What I hear from you, and please tell me if I'm correct, the sense of betrayal, though, is the chaos in which it's ensued and the I don't know, tens of thousands of people that it's left behind. So in other words, how quickly did this sense of betrayal manifest for you? Has this been something coming a long time coming, or is this something that all of a sudden in the last week you've been like, oh my gosh?
I think with this massive operation of sort of evacuation that has taken place, and I think the two great mistakes that U.S. made is attaching a time frame into the whole thing. And the second greatest thing they did was that they tried to get out of Afghanistan without getting their allies out, and they realized that they made a terrible mistake, and so they went back. Try to save all of those allies. They had time. They could have gotten all of this done without doing any of this. Look at the cost of this operation that is taking place right now. They had to go back in an occupied land by another insurgency group and occupy a piece of land so they could secure their own loved ones or their own allies. This could have happened. This shouldn't have happened from the first place.
Yeah.
So to get to the point as to how some of these things happen and why it happened, this was all done by design. This simply could have been avoided. They could have gotten all the allies out, and they already had a peace agreement with the Taliban, and they could have just said, you know what? We had an agreement. We're standing our ground. We're upholding our end of the deal.
Yeah.
Here we go. They made a mistake. Hundreds of people's lives have been lost since Saturday, the collapse of the Afghan government. But here's one more thing that's important to know, right? Because United States talks about how Afghan security forces were capable of defending the nation or its protecting, and they had a greater number against the insurgencies that they could stand against. But they lacked morale. They lacked energy. The Afghan security forces had all the right equipment and the tools to fight back, but they didn't have the right leadership. They were always dependent on a foreign entity to help them do this. And so when they were left out in the middle of the fight, in the middle of the battle, they all sort of retreat. They started running away.
Yeah.
So right now, U.S. is fighting a war with an insurgency that has a U.S. tax dollar paid for a weapon that is on the hand of the insurgency, and they're fighting U.S. soldiers.
It's amazing.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, no, that's totally demoralizing. And by the way, you're so right. I mean, I've sat here, your buddy here has been trying to get interpreters out for a long time. He's been shining a light on this topic. And on commercial breaks for weeks, for months, I've been saying, Pete, why can't they get them out? Why can't, and you would just say bureaucracy. I mean, this could have been done months ago.
We've been
Crazy.
in touch on this, on the special immigrant visa process, which has been backlogged for years and years and years. But you would have thought they could have figured out how to speed it up, knowing that, especially with the intelligence we had of the Taliban's pending takeover. Sabur, we got to leave it right there. But I want you to know, brother, you're in our prayers. Anything I can do, thank you for being a voice, and maybe you will get back there. And if you did, you'd do a lot of good.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. But listen, I know this administration does not like the comparison with the Saigon, Vietnam, 1975, but this is Saigon on a steroid.
Yeah. Well,
This is how bad it is. So thanks for having me on the show.
I hear Afghanistan's looking for a new president, so maybe I'm looking at him.
Be a good one.
Thank you,
Or if
Sabur.
they call him the president. Yeah.